everybody, and welcome to the Bender Bunker. You know, when I was thinking about today's lesson, I thought, why not just cut straight to the heart of the matter? You know, when Clarence White decided he had to have a B-bender and worked with Gene Parsons, it was really to make his Telecaster sound as much like a pedal steel guitar as possible when he wanted it to. So here we are today, and I thought, let's just do a pedal steel design lesson. We're not trying to make it sound like a guitar. I'm trying to make that sound like a pedal steel, and how a pedal steel might open a classic country and western song. So it's kind of that Ray Price shuffle, that bump, bump. He used to do so well with the fiddle, the bump, bump, and then into it. That might be how a pedal steeler would do it, the way I did it, where you kind of have that, you know. So we're going to be in the key of G today, and I'm going to go over that one. And I've also got a second kind of a classic, standard pedal steel intro to country and western songs I'm going to go over as well. So we'll do two different licks today in a pedal steel fashion. Now, I'm not going to get a volume pedal and do all kinds of other things you can employ to make it sound more pedal steely, if that is such a word. We can do that in a future lesson. So if that sounds good to you and you want to get your pedal steel on, go grab that bender and let's get to it. All right, let's get going with the hot pedal steel mimicking action. Again, we are going to be working both of these licks today in the key of G. So that means, you know how I do it, the twang box. The twang box for G is going to be up here with the top two on the 10th and the next two on the 12th, making that twang box for the key of G. And of course, if you don't know what I mean by twang box, you really probably should take a quick gander over what I call unlocking the twang box video. Hands and shoulders above any other video I've done. That one's got probably 3 times the views of any other video I've shot. And it's just a great intro lesson where I take you through the basic chord shapes I call the twang box. Because we're going to be talking a lot in twang box terminology today in this lesson. All right, so we're going to be working actually the whole thing in twang box shapes. And we're going to be, our target is to get back up here to what I just showed you, the twang box for G. So we're starting up, we're going to build up to it with that. That's pretty easy. We're doing, again, your index finger is going to always be borrowing the top 2 strings. And then your ring finger is going to grab the G string 2 frets up. So we're doing, and then we're doing that. And then we're up here to the G twang box section. So we're bouncing into it with the bender on that. So that's a, as you hit with your pick, you are hitting the bender and you're letting the bender go back. Doing the same thing here. And then you move up here. So that's basically how we start this. Back a little bit. There we go. So when we're up here and your index is on the top 2 on the 10th, we're going to keep that there. We're going to keep the bender fully engaged. We're going to grab our little finger and go all the way up to the high E on the 15th. So again, when we get here, we're keeping our index finger there. We're keeping the bender fully engaged. High E 15th. Back to the bent B. High E, already barred with the index. B string down. And then we finish up that twang box shape with the G string on the 12th. Now, if you're having trouble getting up there all the way to the 15th, you can substitute that for using the high E on the 12th. Sounds just as good. I like it up here just because it sounds a bit more pedal steely to me, but you know, your ear's different. Do what you want to do what your fingers will let you do. You can go either way. So there we go. That's what we have so far. And then what I do is I slide up here to the 17th fret and make that same exact shape that we were making down here. But I've got the bender engaged before I hit it. And I take that exact shape 2 down, so now my index is on the 15th fret on the top 2. So we're bender up and down. Bender engaged. All right, so here we go. And then just back down here to that 10th, that G-shaped twang box. And that's the whole lesson. So you got to get real staccato. Think of like a fiddle player would do it. Also, as I go up to this very high part, I kind of keep my finger on the G string, and you will hear it on purpose going up to give it a little bit more pedal steel continuity sound. Okay, and there you have it. That's pedal steel lick number 1. I'll be right back with dose. Okay, let's continue on with pedal steel lick number 2. It's got a lot less moving pieces, but I find it to be a very simple but powerful pedal steel lick to have in your arsenal because it's so easy to transpose the different keys on the fly. So that's what I like about it. We're going to stay in G, same key as last time for this one, and it sounds like this. Okay, so really it's just kind of that same, would you get a classic country and western song started? Well, and it's really these shapes right here on the top 2 strings. You've got your high E on your 7th and your B string 1 behind it on the 6th. But then you put them together on 8, 9, and 10. So that's the shape that starts us off. And then we get there, of course, with the top 2 on the 10th and the next 2 on the 12th. That's your twang box shape for G. So again, we're working up to our target of G twang box up here. Now, as we hit these shapes, we're going to be doing a bender bounce with each of those shapes to lead us into it. And it's kind of a down and up, down and up. And you're hitting, of course, the bender and the bouncing of the bender with the rhythm in your head. And of course, that's just that same kind of thing we did before, that part. Again, that's just that shape, that's the high E on the 12th. You can go up to the 15th like we talked about last time if that sounds better to you. Because both the 12th and the 15th sound nice. Okay, so really you got to bounce it and get real staccato with it. And how I'm picking it is that's what the pick's doing. And then we finish with. And again, that's just that same twang box shape, except the high E and the B are on the 5th. But as we come into it on the 5th, we've already got the bender in, so we're letting the bender down. And then we just do a bender not activated. So already activated. Not yet. Give it 1 up and down. And you're in G. So all together. And again, what I like about it is that such a simple pedal steel starting shape. So let's say, okay, I got to do this song in A. Just take your starting point there, 2 up. Simple. All right. That's one of the reasons I like it. It's easy for me to transpose on the fly. Now, let's go back to G. And one more thing I want to show you about this that makes it even more fun, and you've heard me say this in other lessons, what goes up must come down. And in this case, it certainly does. You can take that exact same starting shape. Okay, go ahead and start with it all the way up here on the 10th and go backwards with those same shapes. So again, now where we end up down here, it's a nice place to end up because we're on the 7th shape for G. So what I'm doing is when I get there and it's bent, throw my little finger there on the high E8, B string, high E. So you get 2-for-1 action with that lick. You get the up, you get the down. there you go. A very unapologetic, trying to sound like pedal steel, not trying to hide it kind of lesson. 2 licks for you. I've shot another lesson with 2 more similar style country and western opening licks. I'll be publishing in the next week or 2. So if this is working out for you, good news. There's another one coming. Go ahead and play around with that. Take the shapes you like. As I mentioned before, I like to dissect the pieces of the lessons that work for me and just take those pieces. So maybe you just like that first 3 starting notes and then the rest of it you make your own, and I would encourage you to do so. So again, I don't want to be a bossy YouTuber. I'm not going to tell you to share it and tell you to like it and tell your friends. I just like to know if anybody's watching. So if you liked it, hit the like button. If you do have other B-Bender friends that don't know about the Bender Bunker channel, I do encourage you to share it with them, because one of the reasons I started this channel is there's just not a lot of instruction for B-Bender out there right now. So that's really the whole purpose of it, and I really enjoy doing it. So as always, you know the motto, it is never too late to go on a bender. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and we will see you next time here in Pedal Steel Land. Thanks for watching.